Hi, it's Mike Yablowski, Score Mentor. Today I'm going to be talking to you about using LinkedIn to help market Score Chicago. Why LinkedIn? It's the biggest and hottest site for business networking on the web and job search today. As of March 31st, 2012, there were 161 million members on LinkedIn, 49% of which came from the United States. They were adding over 2 new members every second. That extrapolates to about 180 million members as of today's presentation. There are executives of all Fortune 500 companies represented on LinkedIn in 2011. And as of June 26, 2012, there were over 2.5 million companies and 1.3 million discussion groups on LinkedIn. Its nearest competitor, BranchOut, on Facebook, last indications I had were they had 25 million members worldwide. The power of LinkedIn connections. You have to understand that by the time that we've reached our age of maturity in the business world, we should have about 250 business contacts that we can reach out to if we need a favor or an introduction or a recommendation, and they shouldn't hesitate. But let's take that down a peg or two, and let's assume that you only have 100 of those connections right now. If each one of those connections had 100 connections, your second levels would be 10,000. Your third levels would be over 1,000,000. If we replace that 100 figure with 250, you would have third level connections of over 15 million. The benefit of LinkedIn is if you connect with a high powerful user or a super user, first level connections become your second level connections, and their second level connections become your third. Often, when people check you or your clients out, they do a Google search. And what comes up near the top most of the time? But LinkedIn. It shows the power that LinkedIn has in ranking and search engine results. When people or clients check you out, the search results often lead them to LinkedIn. So please add Score Chicago and information about Score to your profiles to help promote the chapter. Why? Because the media portion of social media is about broadcasting information or writing our own headlines. And that's what's news, and we want Score Chicago in the news. The brand name Score Chicago is important. It leads to our web presence, and it can have a significant impact if we use it correctly on LinkedIn. For example, your headline, and I'm a part-timer, I'm a part-time mentor, not full-time, I also run a consulting business. You have 120 characters in that headline. Use them. Add Score Mentor or Score Counselor to that section. If you can, add Score Chicago because it's our brand name. How do you do this? You go to your edit profile and you click on the edit button and you drop it in the professional headline box and save changes. A new area that was added to LinkedIn is volunteer experience and causes. I list Score Chicago under volunteer experience with approved copy from Score. How do you do this? You go to Edit Profile, Add Sections. Scroll down until you see volunteer experience and causes. It's not shown here because I'm already using that section. You add your details, and again, save changes. If you're fully retired or dedicated to Score, David Kirshner has updated his profile to add Chapter Chair at Score Chicago, which is coming from his experience via company name and title. He's also changed links that go directly to pages on Score And we've added anchor text explaining what those links are instead of company website. Why are links important? You make it easier for the visitor or prospective client to take an action step, or in my industry, what we call dumb it down. That first link on David's profile led to the SCORE landing page. The second link led directly to the appointment locator, so a client or prospective client could immediately make an appointment at their respective location. The reason that we want to brand SCORE Chicago is if you just search for SCORE, you're going to get countless references away from SCORE Chicago and for other companies and organizations calling themselves SCORE. When you do a company search for SCORE Chicago, you actually find SCORE Chicago listed, which leads to the SCORE Chicago page. This is a company page on LinkedIn. If you search for discussion groups, you will get a link to SCORE Chicago, newly established by York Frund, and we invite you all to join and to join in the conversation. For more advanced users or to consult video how-tos, these are the links which are also available on your passout on how to create an event which should be used for every library and other type open public event, presentation, or workshop, and how to add custom links to your profile. These videos were developed a while back and rest on my personal website. There's explanations there, and one of them at least has a PDF download with the full narrative. Otherwise, you can find these on YouTube. The approved copy and additional links and hints are available for download by going to my LinkedIn profile, scrolling down about 2/3 of the way into what's called a box.net application, and look for Chicago Chapter Meeting Passout 62812 download, so you'll be able again to copy and paste that information right into your profile. We're planning a workshop which will be coming to you soon, that's going to be talking about LinkedIn's top 10 benefits for a small business owner, the top 5 tools a small business owner can use on LinkedIn, as well as the top source for chatter and how to use LinkedIn for news. If you need help on your personal profile, that's what I'm here for. I will be acting as a resource co-mentor to you. I specialize in website launches and forensics, search engine optimization, blogging, and social media. My contact information is here, as well as on the passout today, which is also, again, downloadable from my LinkedIn profile.